Hey guys.
Hey.
Hello, who are you?
I'm James and this is Alice and we're from HADOUKEN.
How's your day so far?
It's been really good. It's been like the hottest day of the year. We've just been enjoying the sun and then we're doing a few interviews and stuff like that.
You're in promotion of your third album?
Yeah.
Have you finished recording it?
Not quite. We're nearly there, but we're just finalising a few things and making sure it's all there. But we've got a few of the singles ready to roll, so we're kind of starting the album campaign now.
So does the album have a name yet?
No, we haven't really got a name yet, but we're close to finding one. We worked with Lodestar, Noisier, Drum Sound and Bassline Smith, Eighth. There's a whole bunch of like bass music producers that kind of like do a lot of stuff in drum bass and dubstep and stuff like that, and they've kind of lend their like kind of sonic like dexterity to like what we do. So it's kind of brought it all together.
Cool. And when you say it's not complete yet, does it mean that you're still working on some material or just sort of adding some polishing touches?
Yeah, we're polishing and still adding a few tracks. We've got about 9 or 10 tracks and we just want to make sure that they're all going to be as solid and as good as they can be.
Yeah. And so 5 years ago you were at the forefront of the new rave movement. How do you feel about that concept of new rave now that it's died down?
It's just, I don't know, it was a weird time. It's kind of cool to be part of something.
It was really exciting at the time, and the gigs were great.
Yeah. But we always wanted to move beyond that anyway, and I think every band in that genre did, and hopefully, you know, we're still going 6 years later, we're releasing, I think, some of the best music of our career now, and we've still got a lot of heat on us, and like from fans and stuff, so yeah, it was absolutely fine, we're comfortable with it, I guess.
Yeah. What do you make of the concept that like the media, they're so into sort of media sensation hyping up, and then like a week or let's say 6 months, a year later, they forget about you because they're just always interested in finding the next big thing?
Yeah, I think that's really detrimental to the music industry, and I don't realise that they do that so much, but that's kind of the media. But then the labels play the same game, so
but I think the way the media operates in is a false world, really.
Yeah.
You know, it's the people that still come into your shows, and you know, your shows are really great and stuff. That's what really matters in the real world. So. Yeah. You know, I think too many people pay too much attention to the hype and, you know, whether you're popular or not.
Yeah, I think in the past few years it's got really overboard with that kind of like what's going to be big for this 2011, 2012, and it's actually, it makes me switch off now as a punter myself, like as a music fan, and I want to kind of discover music myself rather than being told what's going to be hot. And 50% of those, they hype them up so much and they don't even make it. And I think when you look at the crux of it, was the music strong, or was there enough hype? It doesn't really matter. And all the people with the strong music have always done well.
Was there even a fan base there?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And when that bubble burst, did you take it with quite a mature response, or were you devastated briefly?
By that, no. Well, it wasn't really a bubble that burst as well. And like at the end of the day, we were playing shows to 1,000 people, and then we booked another tour, and we're still playing shows to 1,000 people. So it's not really like, you know, we don't see any bubble burst. We've just moved on, and we've still got our fan base. So as long as we've got those guys to buy our records and support us at gigs, it's fine by us. We don't need anything else. It's different though as well, because it's not based on kind of hype or like, oh, they're the next big thing. It's like just people that are into our music, and I think the internet's helped us keep that board.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. And so I remember reading an interview with you a while ago saying that did you say you're part of the Napster generation?
Yeah, kind of like the way that like we didn't really buy music, we just stole it, and that kind of really shaped our kind of tastes and our influences. So like basically people that could only buy like one CD a week or a month with their pocket money, you know, when they're growing up, would only buy like hip hop or metal, and you didn't really like cross over that much. And I think once the, like I said, the Napster generation came in, you could download anything and be into anything, and it opened people's genres. And I think the bands that came out the other side of that really do show their influences are really wide and eclectic, and I think that's kind of the norm for a band these days, because you don't have to have just one music that you're into, one kind of subculture that you kind of follow.
Do you download music illegally still, now that you're a working full-time musician?
I don't, but
Spotify
I don't.
Now,
Yeah,
really?
I just don't need to really. But like, I like to have stuff of high quality, but I don't hate on fans, and like, you know, it's not like this sort of Lars Ulrich thing of like, oh, you scumbags because you downloaded our music illegally. If you're listening to our music, I'm just grateful that you care about us.
And they made enough money in the 90s anyway.
I know, yeah.
You know, bands like us of the noughties generation, you know, you don't make a huge amount of money.
I know.
on the music itself. It's a live performance.
It certainly is, and it's also endorsements. And you're one of the first bands that signed a 360 endorsement deal, but that was, were you with Atlantic at the time?
Yeah, that's right.
So are you still on an endorsement deal, or how do you feel about endorsements?
We've done a traditional
No, we
record deal
haven't
pretty
now.
much.
I think a lot of record deals are that kind of way inclined now. It does make sense for a record label to invest money in the live side, whereas traditionally they don't.
Yeah.
You know, because that is a big part of what makes a band a success.
Yeah.
With the live show, do you prefer doing festivals or club shows? Where do you think your sound comes across better?
They both have their pluses and minuses. Like festival crowds are obviously like good fun, but they're not really there to see you. So it's good to win over some fans. But in your own shows, you get to play to your own crowd, and everyone's a bit more hardcore and into it and stuff. So.
Do you get any bottles thrown at you at a festival? Do people still do that, or is that?
I don't know really, but
Yeah, they do.
yeah, like
I remember like the first time we played Reading, there was like a little nasty Facebook campaign to bottle us.
and then we never got anything. So
and nothing happened.
And what's rocking your boat at the moment, music-wise?
I think kind of like the bass music thing. I'm really into kind of like sort of shoegaze and stuff like that, like M83 and like that kind of electronic sort of really kind of visceral sound. But like, yeah, there's loads of stuff going on really.
Well, thanks for taking the time out to chat. I look forward to seeing this show tomorrow night, Ministry of Sound.
Thanks,
Have a good
thanks
afternoon.
very much.
Cheers.